Good morning and welcome to the Stick with Rick. This week we're out here at First Water Trailhead. Gonna explore some out here. It's my first time out in this way, so I don't know what we're gonna expect today. But I want to thank my sponsor, the Sugar Shack, for this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoy our journey. Hope you're having a great week. Give you guys a shot of the canyon we'll be walking down into today. It's a good morning out here. About 50 degrees. Should reach about 70 by the time we're done out here today, so hopefully it'll be a nice day. Definitely is some great views out here, guys. Glad you could join me this morning. Now when it comes to rock formations, this area here is pretty neat. It's got a few holes I've found. There's a little one here. And over here you can see one somebody carved out. Probably used to be a cache back in the day, where somebody hid their gold. This could have been one of those Peralta spots. It could have been an Apache spot. You can definitely tell it's been carved. Now we're going to come down this way a little bit. Come around. A couple more holes up here. Cutouts in the rock I thought looked pretty neat. Got that big one up there. See if we can get up to it. See what it might look like. Alright, turns out it wasn't nothing much. It's probably a cache back in the day. You can see somebody's definitely been in there with a chisel, carving some stuff out. Then there's one more right on the side of that little ridge there I'll show you. Then we'll continue our journey down this valley. And here's our last little hole. Looks like it could have been dug out. That's pretty neat, guys. Nice little find on the first 100 yards of this journey. Hope that means it's a good sign for good things ahead. You see that rock up ahead. See if I can zoom in on it. I can't find it on this zoom. But when we get down there, it looks like there might be a rock with some kind of carvings on it. Alright guys, continuing our journey down. They've got some pretty cool rock formations over this way. It's a pretty neat little valley we found today. Nice little crevice. That's pretty neat there. You see that triangle pyramid has been cut out. Makes you wonder why. You know, it's got to be for a reason that triangle sits right there. I mean, nature doesn't generally cut good angles like that. But if you come down here and you look around, you really don't see a whole lot. Nothing in the direction that arrow might be pointing. But we'll keep our eyes open, look around, see what we can find. Looks like there might be a little hole over here. I'll go check that out. Hope you guys are having a good week. Remember to go out there and check out the brownies, the cookies, the cupcakes that Sugar Shack has to offer. It's got quite a nice selection of very nice and tasty treats. There's an old can somebody left behind. It's an old Pepsi can from way back in the day. How about that? That old top. Don't make our way over here. See what this hole might be. Looks like at one time this might have been a mine that was filled in. Or at least somebody out here digging around. Not quite as interesting as I thought it would be, but if you look back in there, you can tell that's concrete, folks. They poured that. No telling how far back that tunnel might go or what it was for. That's pretty neat. All these little things you can find. You see that trail over there? It's where everybody else stays mainly. They only see where they can see, where most people go. But if you're willing to come off the trail a little bit, take a look around, it's quite interesting things you find. Things that have been cut, things that have fallen, things that look pretty neat. See what's up here in this little crevice and turn back around. Doesn't look like there's much up there, but you can tell some of this rock's been cut. Some of it's just fallen. Little holes, explorations, people looking for stuff. You know, being out here and watching that series 1883, it kind of reminds me of all the people talking about apocalypse and civil war and all the strife that may come eventually, or will come. We'll have to survive out here again. We'll have to learn what it is the land has to offer. While I'm out here, I want to kind of point a few things out. Like I said, the trail down there is where most people stay. It's where most people, when it comes to running away, trying to get out to the woods, they're going to go. They're going to use those trails. Well, so will the military, so will whoever's chasing you. It's the easiest way to get through. But you can keep yourself up, see the trail, but not be on the trail. It's a lot safer. You can see everybody coming. If you're quiet enough, they can't hear you. Oh, sorry about that, folks. That was quite fun. Let's take our way down this way. Hopefully it'll be a little easier. You see where they burn all these trees. Fire caught out here, I don't know, a year or two ago. Not everything has come back, but there is still quite a bit of life. It's all pretty neat, folks. Such a great journey out here today. But getting back to what I was saying, if you stay off the trails and you stay quiet, they won't see you. The biggest thing is to find these holes that I've been showing you. Carvings in the rocks the old Indians might have used, or just naturally there. It's great shelter. You don't have to build anything. Just need to make sure that it's close enough to water. But you ain't got to go too far. Thankfully out here, there's enough places the Indians inhabited that are still there. Their dwellings may not be, but the caves are. so you can use those to survive in. You can use those for shelter to keep your families. Some of them even still have the old grain storages to be able to hide your food. And be the most important thing is finding water, finding food, making sure you help those that need the help. They're kind enough, they're smart enough to know what it is they need. Because you know, in life, there's a lot of people willing to take advantage because they're not smart enough to know they only need so much to survive. They think they need everything. They think they need the world. Well, folks, I'm out here to show you you really don't need a whole lot to survive other than yourselves. Know yourself, know your environment. Best thing anyone can do is get in touch with their inner self. Know about yourself, know your limitations, know what you can do. Know how far you're able to go. Because one day you're going to have to push just a little bit further than that. Now we got a couple more little crevices up here, cutouts. Check these out and see what they look like. That's pretty neat. You can tell that was cache at one point. Somebody'd cut out. Alright folks, I made it up here. Ain't nothing in it. But you can definitely tell somebody cut it. Somebody's cut a few of these little holes in here. Another little one down there on the bottom. I'm going to take a pause just to show you guys the majesty up here. Just how beautiful it can be on the tops of one of these little hills, where you can see quite a lot. You can see for quite a distance. It's beautiful up here, guys. Quiet. Don't know which way to go today. I think I might head that way. I do believe that's the way to water. It's a nice, easy trail. Doesn't look like I've got one going back in the canyon I wanted to get to. And it's rattlesnake season, so I'm not really trying to go off trail too much into brush. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the hike. Alright folks, turns out it's just an optical illusion. There ain't nothing written there. It's just all sandstone that is washed and fallen off of it. Still pretty neat to look at how flat that face is. Now folks, I crossed the trail here on the other side of the canyon. I don't know if you can make it out up top there. The way that's cut out, looks like an arrow. And you come down here, there's another little arrow that's been carved out of this mountain. So I think today we're going to follow these arrows. And there, folks, is another arrow. So we're going to keep coming up this canyon, see exactly what these things are pointing us to. Is it a hole or just a great view? Could it be the place somewhere Indians used to be, the Peraltas? Me, I don't know. I think I'm going to find out today what's up here. And here we are approaching that final arrow. Quite a strenuous hike. All the way up from the trail down there. Well folks, we made it to the rock. And as you can see, it's cut so the shadows from either angle would point this direction. Here's a look back down the canyon we came up. Kind of see how hairy that was, all the bush, all the rock in the way. But we made it up here. What a wonderful view too. See Weaver's Needle over there, and all the other mountains around. It's pretty nice up here. All right, we made it to the top here. The peak that arrow was pointing to. We found us another big arrow and cut right here out of the mountain. So we're gonna follow it. up and around this way. See, maybe there might be another clue, or maybe this is just a really wonderful view. Oh wow, look at that big arrow. What are we following, folks? Such a great view here. Oh, such a good time of day. The wind's blowing nice and cool. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekends. All right, guys, we made it down the other side of the ridge there where the arrow was. Don't seem to see any more. There's some good views over here. Makes you wonder what exactly that pointed to. You know there's something there. They were there for a reason. What direction they exactly pointed, it was only the natives that knew that. Now you might have some current living natives that know how to interpret these things. But as for me, I'm a little ignorant. So that's as far as I'm gonna go on this part here. We'll turn back around, get down to the main trail, and see how things go from there. All right, folks, we're coming on to what I'm gonna call a cove. Now that area there would have been nice to set up some teepees, some wigwams, or whatever they used out in this area. Set up a nice little village there. Would have been blocked by most of the wind. Would have been a great place to just set up and live. Now water isn't too far from here. It's a couple miles that way. It would have had a little bit of a trek, but horses and such, it wouldn't have been too bad. Now as we approach the cove here, you can see it's pretty rocky terrain. Made it all the way down here though. It's a nice little climb. If you look around at the rocks down here, see the way they've fallen, see the way some of them are placed. You wonder what this was back in the day. Is this somebody just exploring and blowing off parts of the mine? Parts to mine, I should say. Or was this a cove that they were able to make a home out of? They were able to use for their families. You can see some old tin cans out here. Broken bottles from disrespectful people. Make our way up here in this little crevice though. See if we can see anything, any signs of life, any signs of old age. Other than cracked parts of the mountain. Doesn't seem to be too much there. There's a ridge line that runs up this mountain. I don't know how easy or difficult it will be to climb. We'll take a look at it. See, it goes up there, and really don't want to make your way up there if there ain't nothing to see. You know, some of the way these rocks are cut, some of the way they fall, it's pretty neat. Kind of looks like walls that are meant to be there, but you know they're not. You wondered how nature gets them so smooth. Such a perfect cut. No, not all these are natural. I mean, in this section here they are. Not all of them you find out here with good angles are natural. But the water tends to smooth out a lot of the rocks out here, take away the sand, take away the stone. Leave just the bare rock, minerals. It's a warm morning now. Didn't think 70 was going to be bad, but when you're used to the 30s and 40s, 70 can be a little warm. Pretty neat back in here, though. You can just imagine back in the day, being a pioneer, trying to find a home. Wandering out here, not knowing where you're going, not knowing which way's up, which way's left. We're coming out here because you thought it was a better chance of you having a life that you wanted to live. Now back when this state was starting to be populated, most people right here are searching for freedom. What did freedom mean back then? It meant your own piece of land where you could raise your... Sorry about that, folks. There's a rattlesnake here, scared the shit out of me. I don't know where it went. But we're gonna keep on going this way. Hope that we don't get ate up today. Now every little movement's got me jumping for a minute. Little butterfly. Man, these overgrown trails out here, they can be a little hectic this time of year. The snakes and the wildlife. Trying to just make sure you can live, make sure you can survive. So if you're not prepared out here, if you don't know what you're doing, there's a good chance you're gonna get hurt. There's a good chance you might die out here. But getting back to what I was saying about freedom, folks, back then freedom, that meant a piece of land where you could raise your family. You can grow some crops, have some horses or cattle. There were no real laws other than don't kill, don't steal, don't take nobody's horse. Wasn't all the rules and regulations. That's what freedom meant to them. Nowadays, we're a slave to a system that we call freedom. But what happens today, you decide, I don't want to get up, go to work tomorrow. Well, you're going to lose your job. What happens when you lose your job and you can't pay Uncle Sam your taxes? Even if you own your house, you still got to pay Uncle Sam a couple grand a year just to live on a place that you bought. Is that freedom, folks? Or is that just a fancy way of saying you're a slave? When you put in more hours in a day to make a paycheck than you do to take care of your family, now that's pretty close to slavery to me, folks. You know, it's time we took time out of our lives and realized, yeah, we may have to work Monday through Friday, but come Saturday, come Sunday, that's my family's time. That's my time. Quit letting people take everything from us just so we can have an extra dollar or two. Man, it's pretty out here. Don't really know which way I want to go yet, but man, it looks good. All right, the Dutchman was a little narrow for me this time of year with all the high grass. It's hard to see the snakes. So I decided to turn back around. We're headed down Second Water Trail here. And it's pretty interesting to look at these mountains over here. It really looks like walls that have been cut in. You know they're not, but looks like somebody just walled that area off. That's pretty neat looking. You see, at one time, folks, this right here used to be a creek, and right through here, ran all the way down. Was able to help survive the Indians and the natives in the area, supply them with the water that they needed. But unfortunately, the dams they put over on the Salt River, canyons, they destroyed all that water out here. These no longer can support anything. There's no water, nothing. Now animals, they're able to traverse this land out here, go around, find what they need. But what was here is no longer. You can see they've even cut out down there in the creek bed, trying to find minerals. Wonder if they found anything. There's another little canyon back here. Great views of the mountains, different formations. Such a beautiful day out here. Wish you guys could be with me, but I'm glad you can enjoy it, at least on the cell phone here. Taking a hike with me, taking a walk about through these mountains and hills. You know, it was a good week this week. Made the top 10 and my favorite chef. I want to thank everybody that supported me. Now, I probably won't make the top 5, but getting to the top 10, that means a lot, especially from a guy who's an electrician and only cooks at the house. Thank you guys for being there for me. Thank you for your support and your love. I appreciate it. I will always be there for you. I hope you know that. Man, it's a great day out here. Just look at all this. This is what you have to look forward to in those whispers of a civil war, of the downfall of civilization ever come to fruition. You'll be out here trying to survive, least the ones that are smart, get away from the cities. Cities would be a lot of crime, a lot of death. Out here you'll have a chance. You'll have a shot. So I suggest now, if you even got that notion in your mind that you think the world might come to a crashing halt, get out here, find you a spot. Plan. Make a family plan with your family. Make sure everybody knows where to meet, where to go, what they're gonna need. Supplies, hunting gear, cooking gear, sewing kit, stuff to make sure you can fix yourself when you get hurt out here, because you're gonna need it. These mountains ain't forgiven. They are exactly what you make out of them. If you plan properly, you can survive. If you don't plan properly, you ain't gonna make it out here. So tuck yourself away in a corner in the city and just pray for things to be over with, because you ain't gonna stand a chance running from nobody out here. All you're gonna do is get the people that are out here that know how to survive, that have a heart, that'll be looking out for you. You're gonna put them in danger. So unless you have some kind of plan, some kind of training, don't even get that notion in your mind about a civil war, the end of civilization, and apocalypse, because you ain't gonna make it. We've softened our country to the point where the average 25-year-old male now does and can do less than a 13-year-old male did back in the 1800s. It's pretty sad how sissified, codified we've made the men in this country. But you know, we still have a chance. We can get out here, we can teach our sons, teach our families the histories out here, how to survive, the things to look for. Take them out here hiking, let them enjoy nature. Let them see how the animals live. Let them respect how the animals live, so that maybe they'll have a little bit more respect for those animals when it comes time to eat them. They're not gonna waste them. You know, it's such a sad thing to me, those trophy huntings. They're hunters that'll shoot a deer and leave half of it, take the meat, not use the bone. People don't realize how valuable, how useful each and every piece of that animal can be, what you can use it for. But if you take the time to study the old ways and you teach your kids the old ways, we might have a chance to bring things back again, guys. Now, I don't know how far down this canyon I'm gonna go. It's a nice little hike. Still got plenty of water. So I may be out here for a little while. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Hope you're liking the views. This is one of the more pleasurable hikes I've been on in a while. There ain't a whole lot to find. Found those little arrows and things to chase up top, but down here ain't a whole lot to find other than good views, a good walk, a good chance to say thank you to Jesus, thank you to the universe for providing for me for another week, for making me through. Thank you, Lord. I love you. Man, great out here. You hear all the birds just talking and singing. It's one of my favorite parts of the hikes, just being able to listen to them. Now, folks, that right there is a piece of quartz rock. That's what you're looking for if you're out here prospecting. You're looking for big old pieces of white rock. Try and find that vein. You find the vein, you'll find a little bit of gold. Now out here, there's still plenty of places to be explored, but a lot of it already has been. Between the Spanish, the Americans, some of the Apaches. But there's still so much left untouched, unexplored. So much to enjoy. And we're making our way down the wash here, taking the Hackberry Loop back to First Water Trail. And this little cutout here I thought was pretty neat. Stop and take a quick little video for you guys, see how it's been explored back in here. They thought something was here. You know, even when it flattens out a little bit, it's pretty up here. Can you imagine just setting a farm up on these lands? It's good fertile dirt. Raising your family, some horses. Be a nice peaceful life out here. Away from everything. Away from the strife of normal life. I mean, now it comes with a lot more complications. And it is a little bit harder to live out here. But at least you're free. It's freedom. It's the only thing that counts in this world besides love. You can love the world and keep your freedom. You've got everything you'll ever need. Man, it sure is pretty out here. You can just imagine all the Indians that could have been on this plain. How nice it would have been to just be here. Water's not too far. Plenty of animals that graze through here. Haven't seen any today other than snake, a couple lizards, plenty of birds. The right time of year you get deer, sheep, goat, all sorts of animals through here. They're good to eat. Speaking of good eating, since you guys like my cooking shows so much, when I get back to the house today, I'm going to show you how to make a cherry cheesecake. This isn't your normal cheesecake. It's going to use Mendocino cherries. They're a little bit sweeter, a little bit better sugar content. You know, after a long, hot hike, sometimes that's one thing I do enjoy, is a nice, cool dessert. Well, you know, you're sitting at the house on a Sunday, getting ready to watch a football game, getting ready to watch some basketball or baseball, you might want yourself a dozen cookies from the Sugar Shack. I've heard those chocolate chip cookies are addictive, folks. Oh, such a great time to be alive. Such a great day. Get out here and enjoy things. Now you can see the fire that ripped through here. Burned a lot of this down. Burned quite a bit. You see all the little specks on the ground. That stuff coming back to life. These forests, they need fires every once in a while. Now, I'm not saying anybody needs to come out here and light any. But, man, that's beautiful. Show you guys a little bit of this journey down the canyon here. Coming down the rocks. Nice view over here. Just gotta watch my step, can't be watching the phone. Ooh, that was a little slippery. Hope they didn't jog the camera too much for y'all. Look at that, folks. That's just pretty. Such a wonderful landscape out here. I do believe up there would be a Blacktop Mesa. A few stories about that area. A lot of people go missing hiking that area. Not sure why, but sure happens a lot. And just look at how high we are, guys. We are up there. Alright, guys, we make our way back out of here. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying this episode. It's been pretty cool to find some of the stuff we saw today. All these old horse tracks. There's a cave up there, but I ain't cutting through that brush today. We'll come back out here in the wintertime, see what's up there. These snakes have gone to sleep and gone to bed. I'm not out here trying to get bit today. It's quite a journey back to the truck. Well, look at that, guys. Such a wonderful view up here. Oh, the breeze feels good. Keep me nice and cool today. This is just so neat down there, ain't it? All them little cutouts, all the little holes in the rock. Making our loop back down around that ridge line there. You can see the other side of the formations. Maybe up on top of that ridge there, you can see the eyelid. Let's see if we can zoom in on that for you. Nice little natural arch up top. Sure, there's plenty to find over in them hills. Saw a couple signs, saw a few things walking with that family. It looked pretty interesting. Can't wait for the winter time to get out here and check it all out again. Hope you guys stay tuned that long. Hope I can keep you entertained. Maybe some of these falls and stuff, watching me trip over like a dumb redneck. It might keep you entertained for at least a couple minutes. Good day out here though, guys. Been a good weekend. Hope you guys are having a good one. You can see though, sadly, how the fires destroyed out here. This section of the canyon, and it's killed a lot of life. But fortunately, there's still some green, which means in the next couple of years, this place will be vibrant again. Be a good place for animals to come back and feed in. And every few years, nature allows the fire to burn. That way it can replenish itself. Keep the animals fed, keep the soil clean. But man, look at them rocks over there. Just some of the stuff you can see, some of the stuff you can enjoy when you just take the time to relax, enjoy your life. Sunday. Man, don't have a whole lot to say this week. Wasn't feeling the best when I woke up. It's been a pretty strenuous journey through the dig out here. But I'm glad I was able to make it. Glad I was able to show you guys this stuff. Explain some of the things out here that we see. Some of the things I know that a lot of people don't pay attention to, or may just be misinformed on. Man, that was quite a journey this morning. You can kind of see the trail over there we started out on. All the way around that mountain right there. Man, thank you guys for joining me. It's been such a beautiful day. Alright folks, one of our last few stops of the day. Come across this ranch out here. Show you guys around a little bit. Show you some of how the way the old West was, the way they survived out here. Nice little fire pit somebody's built. This concrete pad here probably had a building on it one time. If you look out here, you can see fences. See, this area used to be great for a farmer, great for a cattle rancher to raise his cattle as horses. This here looks like an old mill site. They'd put grain in the mill down there. Now somebody's thrown some rocks in the middle over the years. Trees growing up in there. But now what they'd do is they put the grain in, and they'd have a horse walk around, crush up all the grain, make it into usable materials. And come down here, we're going to walk through the fence a little bit, show you guys the old windmill, how they used to get water on these old plantations out here. It's pretty neat, folks. They dig a hole, get the rods going, get a pump on, they'd run it off a wind. Now a lot of these windmills are still running. A lot of them still feed the cattle. Somebody knocked this fence down here. Wasn't very responsible for them, but I guess they figured it was the easiest way out. They weren't smart enough to see there's an opening right in front of them. I want to show you guys this here windmill. See, they have a pump down there, and there'd be a shaft that went all the way up to the top. The windmill would be, As the wind spun, it'd pick that rod up, drop it down, pick it back up. Create suction, make water for you. It's a good water source for these horses, cattle out here. You can see it was at one time a decent sized ranch. You can see the area where they had their cattle. See maybe where they had their homes, or at least some kind of shelter out here to survive. Out here at the old stable, that metal, even though it's pitted a little bit, doesn't look very old, even though it's been here since 1800s. A couple 100 years old right here. And that wood, look at that wood, guys. That wood looks like it was put here yesterday. That's what happens when you take your time, when you enjoy your craft, when you do your craft properly. Things last. Things stand the test of time. See, they didn't even use nails here, folks. They just cut that out and put it in. And they take these big staples and hold on their fence. You see how that's wedged in there, how they've been able to cut it. Make sure ain't nothing gonna pry it out of there. Old storage basin here. Pretty neat little find this morning. Take you over here, show you the water tank. It's amazing. This is what I'm talking about, folks. It doesn't take much to survive. Just a good spot, a little bit of ingenuity and willpower. You know, it's what fed most people back in the day. It wasn't the animals, it wasn't the water. It was sure willpower. But down there, folks, that would have held plenty of water. Plenty of water for the cattle, for the horses, whatever they needed out here. It would be pumped from that pump all the way out here using the windmill. And you can tell people shot holes in this thing over the years. The irresponsible people we have in this world blow your mind. Look at that, there's even bullets that didn't go through it. What do we got down in there, guys? I don't know if you can see anything. I can't see anything from out here. Just an open bowl. But still, folks, back in the day, that would have been mighty important, keeping water out here. Where you can see there really ain't a ton of water around. Alright guys, I make my way back to the truck over there. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you again to my sponsor, the Sugar Shack. Well, you know, life's too short for boring desserts. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, when I get back to the house, I'm going to have a nice little treat for y'all, a cheesecake. But I do believe this is going to be a pretty long video. Been out here for just over 5 hours this morning. Took a 10-hour hike, or a 10-mile hike, my bad. So I'm hoping I got some good videos for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the hike out here. Hopefully you'll tune in to watch the episode on the cheesecake. But if you don't, I hope you have a great week. I hope you guys enjoy your lives, enjoy your families. And until next week, guys, keep your lives enjoyable.